The prevalence of sickle cell among newborns can be best tackled if adults make conscious effort in checking their genotype before getting married. To intimate the public on the dangers associated with sickle cell anemia, the council authorities led by Valentine Buraimoh organized a sensitization workshop on the health condition. The awareness program held at the council hall had in attendance council officials, nursing mothers, CDC executives and members, supervisors, as well as residents. In his keynote address, the executive chairman, Valentine Buraimoh, emphasized the need for residents to know their genotype as a means of preventing troubles associated with sickle cell anemia. He noted that the crises involved are not limited to swelling in the hands and feet, bacterial infections, and stroke.
When we are saying couple want to marry, they love each other. But we pray that their love will not be tested. Because it's not good for a couple that is AS to marry SS. You can still manage AS, but it's preferable AS, as the most preferable. Even AS is not advisable because nobody wants to give birth to a child that even drawn the fund of running a family. And I know when the crisis arises, it's a nightmare to the parents. So this advocacy should be well spread out. It should be well spread out because we've witnessed children that are SS, as little as they might be, the crisis they undergo. Innocent children. These are people who are innocent. It's not their fault that their parents are SS. But they have to inherit it. And they don't live their life. So I might be lucky to skate through age of 20, thereabout. Extremely lucky. So it's worth it for us to do a proper advocacy on sickle cell anemia. It's something every couple must undergo. And if needed, to advise to separate. It's addressable. Because the beauty of wedding is the children that come with it. And now the children are being attacked by this ugly disease. There was the joy in our marriage. So it's an advocacy that should be well spread out for young couples that are about to wed to know their genotype and their blood group. So that advisably the local health counseling can guide them. The churches should refer them to them. Likewise, the mosques should refer them to them. That they need to report from the medical department of the council.
The health instructor explained to participants the appropriate genotype combination, adding that some combinations are no-go area, while advising intending couples not to be blinded by love.
You should not be able to carry oxygen to all the parts of the body. That's number one. And we all know what can happen when there is no oxygen in the parts of the body, especially to the brain, to the heart, to the lungs, and all other organs. So that is number one. Number two, when it comes together in a sticky form because it is straight and almost circular or sickle or C-shaped. Because there are some that are C-shaped, there are some that are S-shaped, we have it just like that. So by the time all of them want to move together, they will now move and clump together and stick. When they stick together, they will not be able to move. They will block blood from moving to unnecessary parts of the body, one. They will not be able to pass oxygen to the parts of the body that need the oxygen. Let's look at the pain we usually have when we have malaria symptoms. You will have joint pain, headache, body pain. This pain they will have will be times 4 of this pain. I don't know whether you are getting me. Just because they are unlucky to inherit this gene from their parents.
There was also a free blood group and genotype check for participants. In an interview with the chairman, he assured residents of more developmental activities that would touch lives in all nooks and crannies of the area, while highlighting the challenges associated with sickle cell.
We involve people living with the sickle cell and even up to the children that are passing through it. And you can see the ordeal of the mother on the cost of living, on the cost of treating this child, these children. So it shows that, we cannot continue to live without planning our lives. We should plan our lives from the very beginning before we get married, even after we got married too. We must live the life that we can maintain. We cannot live a life as a result of pity, as a result of family pressure, as a result of getting married. Not taking into consideration your spouse, genotype, and blood group.
My advice for our people is for us to first educate our children. Let them know while they are still young, because at that age, that is the most important time for them to know what tasks are ahead of them. We are talking of marriage, because when two comes together, they bring or produce a child. Before they got to that level, we should be able to educate them, and especially let this teaching also go to the primary school. Let them begin to teach them in primary school. When they get to the secondary school, let the teachers also impart the knowledge to them.
Before they go into marriage, those that are in courtship, they should endeavor to check their genotype, know their genotype, so that if it's not compatible, they know how to quickly go their separate ways, because this kind of pain this set of children go through is not something you wish on an enemy, not to talk of your own child. That is the reason why we have brought up this program today, so that people will be aware, people will do their genotype, people will prevent, so that we can produce healthy babies. We are tired of having sick babies, children going through pains in the hospital.
My message is sickle cell disease is preventable. Couples or intending couples, youth, teenagers should please expose themselves to screening so that they can make informed decision to prevent our future generation from suffering from sickle cell diseases.
Participants lauded the program with the resolve to carry on with the advocacy.
I would like to tell them and give them a very good advice. Make sure you know your blood group before getting married. Love is not part of this. Know your blood group before getting married. Don't try to say, I love this man, I want to try and manage. There's nothing like management, because when the sickness comes, the man will run away. You will be left out. So it's better for you to know your blood group and stay away from it.
The sensitization has no doubt changed the orientation of all participants, as they finally saw the need to know their genotype before embarking on a lifelong engagement.